In this video, we'll be introducing you to a simple yet powerful formula that can help you build deeper connection and more meaningful connections with the people in your life, whether you're looking to strengthen your relationship with a woman or family or your romantic partners. The TED formula can help you achieve the goal. And one special thing with this, since I am a dating, relationship, and attraction coach for men, is I've tested this with many men in many of my group coaching programs, and it's highly effective. Okay, so if you are not new to this channel, welcome, and hit that subscribe button so you can be notified when I post a new video, but also engage in the comments below so more men can become a part of this kind of channel and you guys can support one another here. Now, this TED formula is a formula that I once saw Eva Pamporas speaking about, but not in a dating relationship way, more in catching someone in a lie or getting more information from them. And I thought, what better way to also use this for men that want to connect with women and have a hard time staying in flow and connecting with one, which is something I talk about in many of my videos on this channel. So let's get into the flow in the formula. Eva Pamporas is a former Secret Service agent and a current security and safety expert, television host, and public speaker. She served as a Secret Service agent for over 20 years and was one of the first female agents to serve on the Presidential Protective Division, responsible for protecting the President of the United States. She used this TED formula I'm about to give you today to get more information or get the truth from some people, which I love her work, and she does great things. And she talks about this TED formula in her words of how she gets information from these people that she used to either interview, investigate, and so much more. And first, let me explain the TED formula and how it works. The TED formula stands for tell me, explain to me, and describe to me. These three simple phrases can help you build deeper connections by encouraging people to open up and share more about themselves. All right. So let's focus on the first part of the TED formula. Tell me. This phase encourages people to share their thoughts, their feelings, and experiences with you. It's a simple yet powerful way to show that you're interested in getting to know them better. The second part of the TED formula is the E, explain to me. This phase encourages people to go deeper and provide more detail about their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. It helps you understand the context and reasoning behind what they are sharing with you and why. The third one in the TED formula is the D, describe to me. This phase encourages people to use descriptive language and paint a picture with their words. It allows you to truly understand and connect with their emotions and experiences on a deeper level. By using descriptive language, the person you are talking to can give you a more vivid and clear understanding of moments they are describing. I'm going to give you some examples pertaining to different situations. So here are a few examples of situations where you can use the TED formula to build deeper connections. First one is in a romantic relationship. You can use the TED formula to get to know your partner on a deeper level. For example, you can ask them to tell me about your day. Explain to me why that made you feel, or describe to me a moment that made you feel really happy today. Now, in a friendship, you can use the TED formula to strengthen your bond with a friend. For example, you can ask them, tell me about a recent challenge that you faced today, or describe to me the moment that they felt really proud of themselves. You can say something in particular in that moment. Describe to me when you felt really proud of yourself when finishing that marathon. So number 3, you can also use this in a professional setting. This is something that I talk about with my entrepreneurs that are in group coaching or big CEOs. I've helped multiple CEOs help them build emotional connections with their staff and make them achieve higher success in their businesses and also the relationships with their employees. And it's interesting how I do dating relationship coaching, but it also blends into life so much more. So number 3 is in a professional setting. You can use the TED formula to build stronger relationships with your colleagues and your boss. For example, you can ask your boss, tell me about a recent project that you're working on. Explain to me there's the thought process behind a certain decision, or describe to me a moment when they felt particularly satisfied with their work. Now, obviously, you're not going to say these verbatim. You're going to put yourself in the situation and say, oh, well, describe to me why that meeting you think failed, or describe to me why you felt like that meeting was really great. What was the outcomes of this meeting? See? Now, number 4, you can use this in a family setting as well. You can use the TED formula to build deeper connections with your own family members or children. For example, let's go into your parents. You can ask your parents, tell me about your childhood. explain to me how you and mom met. Or describe to me the moment when you felt really happy or proud of me. Remember, the key is to actively listen and engage with the person's responses when you do this. It's not about just using the T and then going right into the E and then go right into the D. Make sure that you're staying in the T and actively engaging in the responses until before you get into the E. By using the TED formula, you are encouraging people to open up and share more about themselves actually, which can lead to deeper and more meaningful connections. And especially on dates, women feel like you're hearing them and you're really present. So I'm going to go into examples of dates that you can use this too. But first, let me give you some more examples that you can use the TED formula in conflict resolution with your girlfriend. So the first one would be T, tell me. Tell me phase is to encourage your girlfriend to share her thoughts and feelings about maybe a situation that you both are going through. So for example, you can say something like, can you tell me what's been bothering you lately? Or can you tell me how you're feeling about what just happened last night? By actively listening and showing that you're interested in her perspective, you're creating an environment where she's more likely to open up and share her thoughts and feelings. Then explain to me. Once your girlfriend has shared her thoughts and feelings, use the example, the explain to me phase, to encourage her to provide more details and context about the situation. For example, you can ask her, can you explain to me why that made you feel that way? Or can you explain to me what led to this conflict that we had, or what led to this argument that we had? By understanding the reasoning behind her perspective, you can become understanding where she is coming from and what may have led to the conflict, and both find resolution easier. And then the last part is describe to me, the D. Now that you have a better understanding of her thoughts and feelings, use the describe to me phase to encourage her to use descriptive language and paint a picture of the situation. For example, you can ask her, can you describe that moment that you felt particularly upset with me? Was it something that I did? Or can you describe to me how you envision resolving this conflict that we're having at all? This can help you understand her emotions more deeply and gain more insight on what could be done to resolve the conflict. By using the TED formula, you are creating an environment where your girlfriend feels heard and understood in this conflict resolution stage. By actively listening and understanding with her thoughts and feelings, you can come to a better understanding at the situation at hand and find a solution that will work for the both of you. Many couples ignore conflict, and actually that's why it's called resolution. Always can meet a resolution when two parties are actively trying to solve it and work towards a resolution. And most often when couples actually deal with conflict well, they strengthen their bond of their relationship, and conflict starts to diminish from this anger state, but more into a productive communication state. So I want to go into more examples for you. If you're already liking what you see, because we're about to go into examples for first dates, I want to stop right here. And I want to ask you, if this is your first time visiting, to hit that subscribe button and the bell so you're notified when I post a new video, and also comment below and tell me how you're enjoying this video, as it helps the algorithm of YouTube for my channel to grow and get in the hands of amazing men as well that are searching for this type of advice. So let's go into an example of how you can use the TED formula to make a deeper connection on a first date. All right, the first phase is tell me. This phase is to encourage your date to share information about themselves. For example, you can say like, can you tell me about your hobbies? Or tell me about what you do for a living. By showing an interest in their life and getting to know them better, you are creating an environment where they feel more comfortable opening up, especially in the beginning stages. And then when you want to go deeper, you'll use the E, explain to me. Once your date has shared some information about themselves, you've exchanged some information about yourself, use the explain to me phase to encourage them to provide more details and context about their interests or their job or their life. But since we're on this lines of a job and things like this, we'll stay here in hobbies. For example, you can ask, can you explain to me how you got into this hobby? Or you can say something like, oh, can you explain like what made you fall in love with this hobby? Or what made you fall in love with this passion? Or can you explain to me how you even landed that job? That sounds amazing. By understanding how they got to where they are, the bridge, you can gain more insight on their passions and what drives them. For example, if someone asked me, what made you become a coach? Can you explain to me how that happened? They would get so much of that bridge because there's such a story in between. And so I gave him so much information. Once I gave him so much information, he can stay there talking to me. He can stay there and be like, wow, that's so powerful. You did a lot of speeches. Did you like speaking on stage? I mean, I get so nervous on stage. How did you overcome that? And you're staying in flow with that person for a while. Then when you feel like you guys are connecting, being more in tune, you're in flow, you can use the next stage, which is D, describe to me. Now that you have a better understanding of their interests and occupation, let's say in hobbies, which we're on, use the describe to me phase to encourage them to use descriptive language and paint a picture of their passions or work. Now, the examples I'm giving you is not just about passions and work. You can do this for any other conversation, okay, guys? But I'm just using passions and work to stay in the frame of what I'm giving you examples for. So for examples, you can say, describe to me a moment when you felt particularly satisfied with your job, or describe for a moment like when you knew this job was the right one for you. Or can you describe to me that your favorite hobby in details? Like, I have no idea how to play lacrosse, right? This can help you understand their passions and interests more deeply and gain a more insight into their own personalities. By using the TED formula, you're also creating an environment where your date feels heard and understood by actively listening and engaging with their thoughts and feelings. Did you know that you can also come to a better understanding of the person and really find a common ground? And when you're connecting that bridge, there's going to be so much information that you can gain from her, and you can probably find commonalities and relate to and share stories about yourself as well, which will help you establish a deeper connection. So, in conclusion, I want you to remember that the TED formula is a simple yet powerful tool that can help you build deeper and more meaningful connections with the people in your life. By using these phases that tell me, explain to me, and describe to me, you can encourage others to open up and share more about themselves. This helps for getting more emotionally involved in your dates, emotionally connecting, also for introverts that are hard in regards to they don't know how to start conversations and keep conversations going. And by actively listening and engaging with what they're sharing, you can create deeper, more authentic connections with the people around you. Remember, the TED formula is a powerful tool that can help you build stronger and deeper connections with women in your life. So, with that said, if you are looking to take things to the next level and you want to go into deeper teaching with me, I would encourage you to sign up for my free trial for my membership. You can sign up for my 7-day free trial of my Men's Mastery VIP community. We have weekly coaching calls in there every week. You can submit your Q&A. I have live guest interviews right in there. Sign up right below if you want to be part of this VIP community and get that 7-day free trial offer. And as always, I have a next video right over here if you'd like to stay on this channel and watch this. It's called The Science of Love and how to use it depending on your attachment styles and love styles. Go ahead and check that out. And remember, you are always loved, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.